Yeah, it's the 501, baby. You know how we get down on the WuPig Podcast. Shout out OD, shout out G Holmes, it's the bad Big Sexy. Woo, yeah, woo, yeah, woo, big, woo, big, podcast, woo, big, woo, big, woo, 501, baby, big, podcast, football, basketball, whatever you need, podcast, woo, big, shout out to fans, man, woo, big, keep the support live, let's get it, podcast, you know we gon' keep it real every time, every single time, podcast, woo, big, woo.
Yo, welcome back to another episode of the WuPig Podcast, where we talking about everything Arkansas Razorback football and basketball every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. The WuPig Podcast, man, we streaming on all major platforms. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Man, we even on Rumble. Make sure you subscribe to us on all our platforms. And if you enjoy the audio-only version of the podcast, we everywhere, including Apple Podcasts. But we really rock with Spotify because you can switch from audio to video. Check us out over there as well. And the WuPig Podcast is brought to you by our sponsor, 3M Electric, the official sponsor of the WuPig Podcast, serving Northwest Arkansas. They are your trusted commercial and residential electrical contractor. As a SDV, OSB, they're dependable and reliable with no job too big or small when it comes to your electrical needs. Contact 3M Electric at 479-408-9865. Let them know you heard it on the WuPig Podcast. And, man, you know who I got in the building.
What up, WuPig family? It's your boy, G Holmes in the building, a.k.a. Big Sexy. Somebody out there holler for me. Oh my God. Ooh, OD, what it do, baby?
Hey, man. And you know who else I got in the building.
What it do? It's the bad little brother, man. What it do, man? Hey, I missed y'all. Where my peoples at?
Man, we here, baby. Everybody in the building, man. If you ain't did so already, man, y'all know what we gonna do. Hit that like button real quick. Close out the chat. Hit the like button for your boys one time, for the one time. All right,
Come on, man.
let's get into it. Man, first thing we gonna get into, man, real quick. We gonna talk about them Pro Hogs, man. We got some guys in the NFC Championship game
Yes, sir.
that we gotta
Man.
talk about. We
Yeah.
got Detroit Lions got quite a few of them. They got three Hogs on that team. Ragnow, the center. They got Dan Skipper, the utility knife on the offensive line. He do a lot of things. And then they got who's that? Somebody
Jacobs.
Jerry Jacobs.
Yeah, he
So-
played cornerback for like one season.
That's the dude that they benched for Huston Clark. But he started in the NFL.
He started in the Ville. Ain't that so? Hey, man, shout out to
Hey.
Dan Skipper, man. Man, if y'all remember, Dan Skipper was a member of the biggest offensive line in college football back in the day when Sam Pittman was here the first time, when he had that unbelievable offensive line, and Dan Skipper was the big man in the that was really added some great value to that Hog team, man. So shout out Dan Skipper, man. He been a real trooper in the league, man, and I hope they can, at least get to the big dance. You know what I'm saying? The big game.
Well, hold up though.
Yeah.
How you just gonna root for the Lions, but you just gonna let my boy Dre Greenlaw just be like, he on the 49ers.
Well, because I ain't, I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, man. I can't root for the Niners.
Hey, and
I can't
don't
root
forget
for the
about that
Niners,
boy
man.
Brandon Allen. When he in your top 5, he on the bench over there at the 49ers.
See, that's two Hogs.
That's two hoes. Brandon Allen. He ain't seen no PT, but guess what? He get paid.
All that boy doing is getting a check, but I ain't mad at him though.
I ain't mad. Get your money.
I ain't mad at them at all, baby. Get that money.
Hey, somebody in the comments just had a great question. I think
What that is?
Steven Blimey. Is
That's
Dre
unbiased.
Greenlaw one of the best? Oh, that's unbiased. Oh, I'm tripping.
Yeah.
I'm tripping. Is this your real name, Steven Brimley? That's why you got a nickname. That's crazy. But yeah, is Dre Greenlaw one of the greatest pro hogs of all time? I think he could make like the top 5-10 for sure. Cause he had a game-winning interception last game. And he been doing his thing. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, here's pretty good.
Let's reread the question. Top 5 NFL.
Oh, okay. Playoff
performances.
Oh, easily.
Well, easily top 5. Because who else has been this far and made that impactful of a play?
I think he one of the top 5 NFL hogs of all time easily, not just in the playoffs.
Yeah, I would say so.
I mean, it would be hard to name 5 hogs that's had a better career than Dre Greenlaw in the NFL. Yeah. Steve Atwater. Who else you got?
Yep.
Yeah. If I got to think like that.
Yeah.
I mean, because even the great hogs like Darren McFadden, he just got on the bad. He got on the bad team. Felix Jones had a mediocre, career with the Dallas Cowboys.
Hunter Henry,
Trey Flowers.
Dietrich Wise and Trey Flowers got them some rings, so
Yeah, but they really weren't no great NFL players. They got rings. They not great NFL players. I'm sorry.
Ooh, don't forget about
he said Dan Hampton though. Hey, that's a Chicago Bear. You know we got to represent.
Yeah, Dan Hampton.
Yeah. Jason Peters. Bobby's got a good one.
Yeah.
Jason Peters. Sean Andrews.
Sean Andrews. I mean, there have been some great hogs, but
they all. I mean, skill positions. You can't really hardly think of them. They just all offensive linemen, defensive linemen. So
they're a unit.
Man. Yeah. That's a good question, though, unbiased. That's a great question, man. But yeah, man, who y'all got? Who now I understand you ain't rooting for the 49ers, G, but are you picking the Lions to win?
Bro, that team got a little bit of scrap in them, man. They do got a little scrap in them, man. They come from a dusty city. You know what I'm saying? And it's you got to get it how you live out there in Detroit. Detroit, what up, though? You know what? I'm gonna pull for the under, so I'm gonna pull for the underdog, and I'm gonna pull for the Lions, man. Shout out to my man's Kevin up in Michigan. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do that for him.
What about you, DZ?
I don't like Brock Purdy.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. I'm kind of along the same lines. I think the 49ers are gonna win because they just overall the better team. But I'm a root for the Lions. They was just on Hard Knocks 2 seasons ago. So
yeah,
they got it out from the bottom of the barrel. Yeah, got it out of nowhere, man. So I like that coach. I'm gonna be rooting for the Lions, but I probably know how it's gonna go with the 49ers.
Yeah.
I don't like the 49ers. I don't like the Lions because I'm a Bears fan, but it's kind of cool to see the Lions actually in position to do something, man. It's hard to root for the Niners, man, when they always seem to have a good team. But it's hard to root for the Lions just because they in the NFC North. But I am going to root for the Lions because they got an ex-Bear on the team that I really like, David Montgomery, and they got 3 Hogs that actually play. So
yeah,
I'm gonna ride with the Lions, man. So I said what I said. So
I ain't mad at it.
Yeah, we gonna rock with that. Man, moving on to the next joint. Quincy McAdoo. He came out and was like, "Hey, bro, y'all done counted me out." I mean, we actually reported that he wasn't coming back. I think maybe last week on this show last week, we was like, hey, they gave him a medical red shirt. He's done. But he on Twitter saying, nah, don't count me out yet.
But remember, we kind of reeled it back a little bit because we was like, we reeled it back because we was like, man, I don't want to put that out there in the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? That's just what was coming out of the camp, but we didn't want to put that out in the atmosphere. I do remember, reeling it back.
Man, I don't remember saying that. I just remember what I said in the beginning. But he said don't count me out yet. But hey.
I mean, that's good. We're pulling for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I understand him being mad about that. Like, imagine you going to the doctor and you fighting with everything you got. They even got a little special coming out for him exclusively on the news coming soon. I have to get more details on it, but I can just imagine being from he from Clarington or something like what's it called?
Yeah, Clarendon, Holly Grove. He down from that way.
Yeah. So imagine you in the doctor's office, you fighting every day through all these rehabs over a situation that we don't even know if it was his fault. It's a car accident. So he fighting every day to get back and everybody count him out. I'd be mad too. Like, hey man, hold on, slow your roll. I got more to prove. I was a wide receiver and I made myself the best cornerback on the team. Yeah, like we definitely rooting for you on the WuPig Pod, man. If you ever want a place to come tell your story, man, come on down, dog. We got you.
We got you.
Yeah, absolutely. Man. I reached out to him, but I couldn't get him to respond, so he wasn't ready.
Yeah, I get it.
But
he's probably waiting on his little documentary to come out.
Hey, it is what it is. It's more people that watch us than the news. You heard what I said. Oh man, but dude, now I got to talk about some stuff here, man. This dude here, bro. Snacks.
Oh, the barbershop.
Warning. Hey, this is a warning to anybody. Y'all know how we had a couple episodes that went crazy. It's gonna be one of them ones because we about to get into some real stuff, and so if you don't like spoilers, tune out now.
Absolutely. Our Hog players upset about the NIL discrepancy, man, because word on the street, allegedly, the players are being told, "Hey, we gonna get you X amount in NIL," but when they get their contract, the NIL ain't NILing. So I mean, that's word on the street that's what it is. I heard, they talked Snacks into coming back to school because Snacks was finna go pro.
He was going pro.
And they was like, come on back, we can get you X amount of NIL. So he came back.
And guess what happened?
The NIL ain't NILing.
It ain't NILing because what we do know about the NIL is who actually, says how much the players are going to get at the end of it. It's the coach.
Hold on, man. Don't dig too much. I got somebody special coming on the show. Don't dig in too much. We gonna come on the show. We gonna get into that. But I want to get into these tweets though. Huh?
Yeah. I said it's disappointing.
This is what he tweeted. I gave my all to y'all, and this is how you repay me. And then AJ Green says, I'm surprised you ain't used to it.
That's a shame.
Hey, Green petty for that, boy.
Bruh.
Yeah.
When you get in trouble at school and you quiet, and then as soon as you get transferred to another school, I ain't like y'all anyway. Y'all was trash.
But man, I got somebody coming on the show that's gonna that we gonna get into the bottom of this NIL, man, because I got questions about NIL, everything about NIL, and I'm sure some of y'all do too.
Yeah.
So we gonna bring my guy. Let me get Deezy back on the screen.
We gonna
get
call
my
him
guy.
our financial insider.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Financial insider.
Yo.
What's going on, Big Dog? How you doing today?
What's going on?
Bovis.
Good.
So Bovis, man, I need you to help me out and maybe some of our people here in the chat, man. Can you break down NIL? If I'm promised, let's just say $20K a month in NIL, and I get my contract and my NIL is $11,000, why would that be? Can you explain that to me?
So the dynamics of NIL's changed ever since like it was first introduced. Like when it first came out, you didn't really have these consortiums or collectives that basically were, going after 25% of the players on a roster. And now we have, all these collectives. So the Edge Collective, for example, it's not just Arkansas that has Edge Collective. Their management group runs like 21 programs. So like Tennessee's got, yeah. So the whole Edge group has basically gone to these universities and said, hey, we'll manage the collective for you. We charge a 15% management fee on a basically dollar basis. So, and if you recall back when Edge was released this year, because, one of the biggest things was, dang, we're losing the NIL battle. So Sam Pittman comes out. He doesn't explain exactly what's going on, but he does reference that, okay, Hunter and I had a call or a conversation, and we're going to get NIL. We'll be in a better situation with NIL. And then a week later, Edge comes out. So now the Edge is really more of like getting the fans to donate and obviously other boosters and businesses around the state. But prior to Edge in One Arkansas, what would happen would be, and this was, you've got to look at the macroeconomics view of how, people that were business owners in post-COVID all the way till about 21, that was the biggest growth of, wealth across the entire nation. And so people would just call in to the university, and the university used to have 3 people, 4 people, and a supervisor kind of run that whole deal where it was, all right, hey, I want to give an NIL deal to XYZ player. All right, what's the number? This is the number. Players, the liaison goes to, staff members liaison goes to the player, contacts him and says, hey, this guy wants to give you an NIL deal. You want to do it? Yes or no? That's what it used to be. Now, this new Edge came out, and it's like, okay, it's all subscription based. I don't know if you guys checked out the Edge, but it's, they have silver, gold, and like platinum level, right? Like 25, you do $50 or $100 and a month. And what they were trying to do was try to get it to where, getting a certain amount of fans at each subscription based tier. And they came out with some sort of incentive, which was 5,000 subscribers at $100 a month, 5,000 subscribers at $50 a month. And then a big booster was going to come in and drop like $1 million or $2 million to that Edge fund. So the coaching staff's going based off of how much dollars are coming in on Edge, because that's already subscribed and charged basically to a credit card or debit card. Versus you can't forecast what a business owner is going to say for NIL.
Wow.
So let me ask you this. So go ahead, Deezy.
No, you go ahead, because mine ain't that serious.
What I was going to say is, so of that collective, of the money that's in the pool, we're paying their fee is 15%, And now, is that 15% of the total holding?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
15% of dollars in.
Wow.
So hypothetically, it's $10 million. It was, paid in, subscribed over the year. It'd be around 1.5.
Dang.
To me, that makes this whole situation worse.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Because how could you promise a player that you can get them X or X or Y Z, you know what I'm saying, when you don't even know? Like, it's based on something that's already kind of, random in the first place. I'm not going to say random, but it's just, that's crazy.
Right.
So let me ask you this, Bobby.
Oh, go ahead.
So I'm gonna go back to my question. How could they promise one thing but not deliver, and you got a lower amount? I want to make sure I get an answer to that.
Just based on previous basic business commitments, right? Like, so for example, KJ had that big deal with the bank out of Hot Springs, and that's why he delayed to go in the transfer portal so he could finish that obligation and contract out. Donors pull out, right? If they pull out, then now that pot's not that big. I mean, nobody knows 100% sure why these players are getting, cut short. The other, another answer and another way to look at it too is some players may not be fully completing their obligation of said NIL contract. Because with that contract, I mean, they're either making appearances or they're doing community outreach. And if that's not getting done, then you're not fully completing the agreement that you've put in place for that capital commitment.
Okay.
Wow.
So G mentioned it earlier. He mentioned that Coach Pittman is the person who oversees the NIL for the players. My question is, why wouldn't they put somebody in charge of NIL that's more analytical, that would place the proper value on a player? Because, they said the tight end who played 4 games, Luke Haas, got $300,000.
Right.
How is he valued at $300,000 and only played 4 games?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. There really isn't a solid value metric out there.
Exactly.
Before, what it was based on your social following, because the business owners were the ones who would come in and say, hey, here's the offer that I can give you. And a lot of players have attorneys or agents, right? And that's a part of the Arkansas NIL state law bill that was passed, is the representation has to be licensed in the state. And so at first, these deals would come out and, they were small deals. Like, for example, a certain basketball player was a freshman, sophomore, was getting around $2,000 every 2 weeks when he would post for a certain business in Northwest Arkansas on Instagram. His attorney got smart with it and realized that, hey, these Instagram folks out there that have a following, or TikTok folks that have a following, their computation on endorsement deals are 5 times more. So they started calculating it based on followers, impressions, like retweets, likes, and there's a whole algorithm that they have for basically quantifying how much a certain post is worth, versus just let me throw a number at you, and if they accept, they accept. If they don't, then I got to go with somebody else, or I got to up the offer.
Well, it sounds like to me that under this current way that they're doing it is going to allow for favoritism. It's going to allow for somebody to, I like you, Bobby, so you know what I'm going to do? Hey, man, I'm going to give you this. Deezy, man, he's actually better than Bavis, but he got a bad attitude, so we're going to give him this. And that right there can cause dissension amongst the team. You know what I'm saying? We saw that. Well, we didn't see it, but we just kind of allegedly we saw that with KJ last year with the offensive line. You had guys on the offensive line were making no money, but this dude's making almost, $750,000, $800,000 a year, and his attitude changed. His attitude changed toward, his players. He lived off campus in a $500,000 home. He's riding around, got all these diamonds, and he's changed. And so that starts to breed a little bit of contentiousness within the team, which it's hard to play when you're feeling like that. It's hard for me to block for you. I you know what I'm gonna do? Y'all seen remember the Titans? We're gonna let him come through that left side. We're gonna let him come through, and we're gonna get his block knocked off a couple of times. So a lot of times, man, I just think the NIL is going to, in effect, probably ruin college football in the next few years.
Yeah,
that was actually my question. Really, go ahead. He actually answered the question. So yeah, get your take on that. No, get her and give her a take on that.
In my opinion, there needs to be a essentially, kind of like a NFL GM in training type of individual, and not just at Arkansas, but all across the spectrum, right? That can handle, balances of capital commitment, right? And ensuring that we don't have what we had happen last year, where you got a quarterback, $750,000, running back $500,000, who, play 5 games or 6 games or whatever it is, right? We need to have someone there to bring in essentially parity on, let's just see what it is. It's payroll at the end of the day. So salary cap management is a big key to it, right? And then to combine with the salary cap management side, we would be fools not to go get somebody who has a big passion for Razorback football that the state actually knows and can go do fundraising around that. AKA Houston Nut. Because his ties to that Little Rock area is,
it's thick.
That guy can go sell Little Rock. You know what I mean? He can go sell the state, to be honest.
What do you think about? Go ahead, Daisy.
I guess my question is more like, so basically bringing in the edge was kind of like bringing in a middleman. So I guess my only last point of clarification is, so once that money is, let's say, donated to the edge, well, I guess we can't really answer the how, but so when you donate to the edge, is it a specific player that money goes to, or is it just in a bank and then the coach kind of divvies out who he does,
So there's 2 ways it goes. You can just donate to Edge, and I can sign up on Edge right now and donate, let's say, $100 a month, and then it just goes to the entire NIL cause at Arkansas. Or you can go into your profile and pick up to 2 specific sports that you want to allocate the funds for. Now, you're not picking a specific player, but you're picking the athletic of the program.
So basically, we paying the school to pay the players.
Judgment. Correct. Well, we pay Edge to get the money. Edge basically works as a financial management outfit, right? Because what they're doing is there's going to be a lot of accounting for them for all the people that sign up. They have to send every single one of them their 503-1AC or 503C1A form, the charitable contribution. They've got to send all that. So it's really more back-end management of capital. And we tried to do it in-house, but before Edge, we tried to do it with the one NIL. It just didn't work.
Okay. Well, man, I hope y'all...
One last thing. This is what I think. I've been saying this, Bovis, for I think I said this even last year. I think that the NIL should be incentivized. And what I mean by incentivized is, I mean, just like professionals have certain bogeys that if they hit those, it goes to another level. If you make it to the playoffs, is this. You make it to the NFC championship, is this. If you make it to the Super Bowl, is this. And when you hit those, your contract, you have a contract bump in pay, but you also have a bonus. And that bonus, if you make it to a certain level, the entire team gets the NFC championship check. It's exactly the same. They don't pay the quarterback anymore, then they play the punter. Everybody makes the same across the board. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think that would be something that works, because everybody gets a Super Bowl check. When you win it, no one gets more than the other. Everybody gets the same.
Right.
But then it ain't name, image, and likeness at that point. It's just paying
they're
players.
their contract.
But I'm saying
and
it would. Go ahead.
So yeah, let me just chime in real quick. The other issue you run into is if you try to go that model, those players and like the professional leagues, they're able to come up with that capital because they have that ticket sales for postseason, this and that. The money from ticket sales isn't going into, a salary cap setting or into an NIL fund in collegiate athletes. So let's say you did do that model, right? But the NIL fund still didn't have enough cash to cover it. Then what do? Because the owners are the ones that are writing the checks in the NFL, but they're also receiving the revenues from ticket sales, concessions, licensing agreements. All of that's going directly to the university. What eventually happens in college football, at least the way that what I think is going to happen, is no more are we going to have all of these, redevelopment of $100 million facility or whatever. Like basketball arena, for example, is up for like a $50 million renovation. No longer do we have the money going there, but foundation money is utilized in player contracts, and it becomes an NFL model. But it would be something that would have to be legislatively passed across the entire board for that to happen.
Yeah.
Well,
it's crazy.
I appreciate you coming on, Bobbis, and kicking it with us and explaining this NIL a little bit more. I'm definitely enlightened. I don't know about the hall pen or the rest of the guys here on the screen.
Oh, absolutely, man. It's always good to have our resident accountant come holler at us.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Hey, man, you're welcome anytime, man. Anytime you want to come on and kick it with us, you always welcome, man. We appreciate you.
I'll take you up on it next time I get frustrated at Arkansas athletics.
Hey,
well, that's gonna be tomorrow night.
All right, man. Well, hey, you have a good one, Bobbis.
All right, bro.
I'm gonna show this right here real quick. This is a part of the NIL contract. The parties acknowledge and agree that the purpose of this agreement and obligations of the parties here are in no way related to athletic performance.
It's crazy.
Why?
Your performance has nothing to do with the NIL at Arkansas.
Absolutely nothing, which is atrocious, which is why dudes like Hudson Clark coming back to the hill.
So if you didn't see it, I'm gonna put it up here one more time, just so you understand. This is a part of their contract. They ain't gotta eat. They ain't gotta perform to get their money. So for us, blue collar, get it out the mud type guys, we don't understand the world of NIL because we were always taught, hey, you work hard, you get rewarded. They ain't even got to work hard to get rewarded. And that's the black two.
It's just weird.
That is the black. That's just weird, bro. But that's why.
It's just
That's the society we creating. Imagine that you creating laziness in kids. That's what you breeding. They don't have to do nothing, and this is what we're gonna get. Just because
Yeah.
I got so many followers, don't nobody care nothing about that. Where we come from, man, we didn't come from that type of, we didn't come from that upbringing. If this many people, you have this many people that like what you doing, man, we didn't care nothing about none of that. I come out here to the gym to bust you up, but that's it.
Man. Well,
hey, that's why we got players painting their nails and doing crazy hair colors, because that's what get them paid, I guess.
That's what's
this
getting
guy.
them.
Hey, well, man, real quick, we're gonna talk about the basketball Hogs, man. They got a game in Ole Miss on Wednesday. I think it's at 8:00, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't even care.
Well,
Yes.
so I'm hearing that you don't think they got a chance of winning.
Well, they do have a chance. I mean, my sister said, I talked to her today. She lived not far from the campus. And she said they still got ice and everything everywhere. So maybe Ole Miss bus slip into a ditch and everybody break their leg. Arkansas could win that game.
Wow.
That's the only way they can win, is what you're saying.
That's the only way. That's the only way Arkansas wins. If I talked to Tanisha today. She was like, Greg, Oxford is not set up for no ice. And she said they had real bad ice storm today. Her kids, my niece and nephew, will be out of school even tomorrow. They're not even going to school tomorrow. So there is no, and I don't know if a lot of people have ever been to the venue down there. There ain't no quick way to get to Oxford. There's no expressway that goes there. And none of the stores down there have any milk or anything. My sister told me that, like Kroger's, all of them, they send out these messages. They don't have anything down there. And today it got up to 40 degrees, but she said it's still ice everywhere. So everybody knows that when you get to Memphis, you drive to Memphis, you got to drive almost back roads down to get to Oxford. So it's going to be tough. Even when you fly in, you have to fly into Memphis and drive there. There ain't no close airports or nothing like that. So I don't know, man. I don't know how the Hogs going to get there. I don't know how they got there today, but hopefully they make it safe, but they don't got a chance.
DZ, what you say?
I mean, I guess when you just look at this Ole Miss team, I mean, it's a team that some would say is overachieving. They was undefeated until they got in the SEC play. Now, they did get beat down by Tennessee, and they got beat down by Auburn, how we got beat down. I think we lose by 30, 32. They lost to Auburn by, I think, like 25, 24, something like that. So, I mean, we beat Duke. So, it's always a 1% chance that somehow that team show up. But based off what we see in the SEC play, I don't see it at all. I see no fight in this team. I see no dog in this team. So, I don't know.
I'm gonna say it like this, man. When you look at Ole Miss record, it's deceiving.
Oh,
It's deceiving, bro.
bruh.
They ain't as good as y'all think they are.
Bro, you always saying something, crazy, bro.
Because
I mean,
I'm gonna take you back. If you look at their record, they played a team called Detroit Mercy.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit Mercy is 0-20. 0-20. Ole Miss beat them by 1 point on the last second bucket.
I got an argument to that, though.
Yeah. Let me cook though. Every game that they've won, it's been by a little margin. We got 1 point, 3 points. They can't really score. They all in the low 70s. They had some games. I mean, they can't really score 56, 59, 53, 50. I mean, bro, they ain't as good as you think they are.
But they did hang 103 on Florida.
and Memphis.
And Memphis, you know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying.
It's like I think they might be a defensive team.
They can be what they want. But I know what I do know. Putting the ball in the hole is what wins the game. And
we ain't
I'm
good at
saying
that.
Arkansas got a chance, man. They got a chance to win this game.
I got zero faith that these dudes. You know what I'm trying to figure out? The only thing I'm trying to figure out is everybody gonna have their hair color this game? That's what I be thinking about. Well, shoot, see what color fingernails they got today. Is Joseph Pena gonna get to play? I doubt it. Do he got his fingernail painted over there on the bench? Maybe. I don't know.
Hey,
what's really going on?
Hey, all I know is them boys ain't playing no ball. Joseph Pena he seen the court one time, and that's it.
That's it.
I mean, I ain't telling you, man. Hey,
y'all get
Joseph
it,
Pena, baby.
Joseph Pena DM. He out here running his liquors, trying to call us out. Now he trying to throw a rock and hide his hand. Nah, sucker, get at us. Get at us. Yeah.
Hey,
get at us.
I just wanted him to get on the court and see if he can actually do something. I mean, come on.
I mean, yeah, he can't. I mean, come on, man.
But that's my take on the Hogs, man. I think we got a fighting chance, man. I ain't giving up on them yet.
I don't see why.
Hey, I'm biased. I'm riding with my Hogs, man. You heard me. I said what I said.
So you're saying that there's a chance?
Please, somebody call in and give it to OD for that crazy take. He done forgot already what the video he just made about Brazil.
You hear me?
Boy, hey, Brazil, he was listening to me, man. I know he was. I'm telling you, man, boy, he gonna come back, dyes have gold this time.
Man, that dude can't, he ain't got that in him. He ain't got that in him.
Hey, man, everybody got that dog in him when you call him out, man. Everybody. Well, I ain't gonna say everybody. But hopefully he got some dog in him, man. That boy Camo Gang say, right, white boy Rick paints his nails too.
Hey.
I'm done. Hey, man, the Hogs got a bunch of dudes paint their fingernails, man.
They got
I don't know what that means because, you know, this generation just different.
That ain't different.
I'm just saying.
That's been the same
generation,
bro.
Yeah.
I'm in that generation.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, man. That boy, what's that? The rapper name? That paint his nails. He all. What is his name? DZ, this your people's man. What's his name? Tyler the Creator. Nah, Tyler the Creator. Yeah, he out there, bro. And they all kind of like weirdos like that, bro. So it's just this generation, man. They just do all kinds of rando stuff, bro. But it's a lot of hog players out there. They out there, man, paint fingernails. Like, boy, you should be in there shooting in the gym instead of painting your fingernails. What is you doing? I bet Kobe Bryant ain't never had time to go paint no fingernails. He may have got a manicure, but I think that's just different, though.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, he ain't painting nails
out here
green,
like
man.
Carl Anthony Towns.
I wish I had that one. I wish I had that one.
That boy out there like Carl Anthony Towns is what they doing.
Right. So we ain't got nobody coming up to kick it with us tonight. So I'm gonna take comments out of the chat. We're gonna make a whole nother show out of that. So let me go back into the comments. Wes Brown said Brazil got a new sports bra. He's ready to roll.
He finna get his Brittany Griner on.
Hey, OD, I just sent it to you.
I would have to download it, so I can't really play it. So, let's see if some other comments in here, man. Y'all slow motion tonight. We got 200 people in here. Do us a favor, man. I need 17 people to hit the like button for me, man. 17 people hit the like button. But I got a question for y'all. Y'all want to see the WuPig podcast cover baseball? That's a good question. I want to know. Y'all want us to cover baseball? Y'all let us know, man. I'm gonna put that in the poll. Give me a second. I'm gonna throw that in the poll.
Hey,
man.
while we do that, hey, Deezy, shout out to our sponsors. You got it?
Yes, sir. Hey, man, I want to give a big shout out to 3M Electric, the official sponsor of the WuPig Podcast. Serving Northwest Arkansas, they're our trusted commercial and residential electrical contractor. Excuse me. As an SDVOSB, they're dependable and reliable with no job too big or too small. When it comes to your electrical needs, contact 3M Electric at 479-408-9865. Let them know that you heard it right here on the WuPig Podcast, man. They might throw you a deal. Shout out 3M Electric.
Yo, shout out to 3M Electric.
But man, we got a poll running, man, about the baseball, man. Y'all make sure y'all tap in and vote for that if y'all want to see the WuPig Podcast cover baseball. See what we can do. See what we gonna do, man.
I think we need W's that bad.
Bruh.
Yeah, that's right.
We might need to start covering the women's basketball team. No shade to them, but they winning.
No shade to them. They winning.
We'll take any wins we can get right now.
Come on.
We're gonna take any day we can get on the hill. We're gonna start covering the big three. Well, we can't even really call it the big three. We just go.
We're gonna cover
medium
the three that make the most money. How about that?
The three that make the most money. That is it. Somebody said Carl Anthony Towns dropped 62 tonight. What?
Yeah, he had 44 in the first half when I was watching it.
Boy. Man.
Yeah.
But see, he gonna
call Dwight Howard after the game.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, if you can go drop 62, man, you can do whatever. You can do whatever you want to in your free time.
So, I got a question for you guys, man. What does the Hogs need to do to get a W in Oxford? What do we need to do?
Like legit?
You want to take it first, or you want me to do it?
Go ahead, man.
What do the Hogs need to do to get a win in Oxford? Anything? Something? I mean, come on now. Let's keep it real. We're not a defensive team. It's just not what it is this year. To have a defensive team, you got to have a big man with some heart, and you got to have a guard with some heart. I ain't seen it yet. All you need is one of each, and you could be a defensive team because everybody else can make up for the rest. I ain't seen none of it yet. We suck inside. We suck on perimeter D. Let's at least exhort our talent that we do have to offense. Can we do that? Can we just be at least put the ball up and get some good shots team? I will take that. I will accept that we are a mediocre defensive team. If y'all can just get some buckets, make it at least fun for our eyes. The thing that sucks so bad about the football season this year was that when you have no offense, the sport is boring. I mean, dead boring. Our defense was okay, but the offense was non-existent. And the basketball team is doing the same thing. I need to see something. Give us something to cheer for. I don't know what we're good at this year. Just so if y'all could just be good in one subject, one thing, I'll take it. Anything. It could be rebounding. Just please. Anything.
Yeah, I say we got to be good at something. And I say, when I say that, I mean, I feel like O said something earlier today when we was talking about the show. He was like, man, I don't even want to talk about basketball no more. He said that. OD said, man, I'm tired. He said, it feel like beating a dead horse. And I said, man, we playing like dead horses. So you got to beat it. You know what I mean? And the beauty of not being a sunshine pumper is when it's storming outside, we going to come get dragon smoke. And because there's nothing to be, I can't think of one thing. Well, I guess one thing is everybody's healthy. That's a good thing. We don't really have any significant injuries. So that's always good. But as far as gameplay, there's no one aspect of the game that I can be really get behind and say, you know what, this is going to be awesome. This is going to be good. And we're going to do this, and this. And next game, we're going to do that. There's no sunshine to pump. So what do we do? We fans, and so we just keep it real. I'm disappointed. I'm really disappointed. You want me to buy a ticket to go see that? No, I'm straight on that. I'm gonna sit over here on my couch with my legs kicked up, and I can change the channel when I want to. I don't gotta watch it. So for me, what do I need to see to win? Man, I just need to see some heart. I need to see somebody have some type of pride about the university, the team that they playing for, and the name that's on the back of the jersey. How about that? How about that star with the name that's on the back of your jersey? You representing your name, your family, your legacy, your all of that. You are representing that first and foremost. So give it your all. Give it, let me see what you got. So I don't expect to win. I just expect to see somebody at least fight. That's it.
Get mad. I want to see somebody get mad. Not Devo. Everybody with you, Devo. You take it too far. But I want to see just one player just upset. Besides Tremont Mark, he look upset every time we talk to him.
Hey, the bucket getter gonna show up, man. Wes Brown says, "Can we just get these guys to compete?"
That's exactly.
It looks like Musselman has lost this team. I don't know what's going on in the locker room. I mean, if you look at cats like Khalif Battle, in the beginning of the year, he came in the game, he played relaxed, he played loose, he let it go. But now Musselman wants him to change his game. That's what he is. He's a scorer. He's a volume shooter. Let that man get back to who he is. If you put him in the game, let him play. Let him shoot. Hey, let him play free, because those guys, they look scared right now. They look scared that they going to get yelled at if they do anything outside the norm. So I'm saying, you need buckets. You need somebody out there that's a threat to score other than Tremont Mark. And the only person that consistently can get a bucket is Battle. Everybody else contingent on somebody else getting them open. Nobody else can get their own shot. I don't know anybody else on this team that you can say 1-on-1, go get a bucket. Y'all can't name me one.
Nah.
But that's what this team is. It's a 1-on-1 team. That's all they do. Sit there, pass the ball around, Tremont Mark get the bucket, and then everybody just stop and just let him do his thing. Or if Battle get it, they stop because they know they're not getting the ball back. That's just who he is. But they gotta do something, man. They gotta play together. They gotta play defense. They gotta stop the ball. Rule number 1 of basketball: stop the ball. Don't worry about the dude at the 3-point line if you leave him open. If you let a player in the NCAA go in for a layup, it's a guarantee. It ain't no guarantee he gonna make that 3. So I'm gonna stop the ball, let him kick it. If he make it, hey, he just makes it. I made the right basketball play. Stop the ball. So, they got a lot to do, man. They got a lot going on, man. But man, we've been cooking for. Go ahead, Deezy.
Before we get out of here, somebody in the comments transplanted Texan. Usually I don't respond to people when they call me out, but he said, "Deezy, you can't be upset about something you have no ownership in." What?
What are you talking about?
What? That don't make no sense, dog. If that's the case, then it wouldn't be no podcast. It wouldn't be no sports announcers on the side. That's what we do. That's what fans do. We're super invested in something, so we get mad when we suck. We pay money to go to these games. I got on Razorback stuff right now. Everywhere you look, I got just as much right as anybody else. We the one who's sponsoring these programs. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Everybody
Texas transplanted
Texan. That sound like something that an underground player would say. If you an underground player, say your name, dog. Come to the congregation. We got something for you.
You can't get upset about something you have no ownership in.
Bro,
that's
like he got ownership? Man, I almost said it. KYS.
Nah.
Yeah, man.
Nah.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up. I don't know. I would have to go back and listen to the context of what that was said. But I got some super chats I got to read, man. Let's see here, man. What's going on? Let me get rid of that one. Hey, shout out to Wes Brown, man. Thank you for supporting the channel, man. As always. He says, must subs these guys too fast. They're too worried about messing up. Facts. Facts, absolute facts, man. And the resident statistician says, with the way NIL is changing college sports, do you feel as a fan it's our responsibility to donate to NIL if we want a good product? That's a good question, man. Shout out to you. I'm gonna start that off with a absolute 100% no.
You big dummy.
I'm not donating to no doggone institution that has made millions upon millions upon millions of dollars off of charging a buttload for student loans. And then now you want me to pay? You want me to pay for some talent on the football field? Bruh, I'm sorry. It just, I ain't built like that. Y'all making way too much money up there and then asking regular normal people to go above and beyond buying $20 beers and $8 hot dogs and $55 popcorn. Come on, man. Y'all getting y'all money hand over fist up there. And now you want me to talk about donate to some NIL? Nah, that's a great question. But nah, I ain't with it.
I ain't with it. Because number one, to me, donating to NIL is almost like going to the casino. Now, I used to tell people all the time, they ask me, gee, why come you don't like going to the casino? You know what I'm saying? They play the slot machines. And I said, think about this. I would have loved to be in on that initial meeting where the casino owners came up with the slot machine. Hey, man, what do you think about this? Let's build a machine that people will come sit in front of and just put their money in it. And then every now and then, we'll give one of them 1% of the money back. What do you think about that? You think it'll catch on? Do you think that'll catch on? You do? Let's try it. That's the same thing like donating for NIL. Like I'll be sitting there like some of you fools do, feeding $100 bills into a machine. Ding, 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 ding. It's just taking your money. You big dummy. Vegas is built off losers. Trust me. It's built off losers. And that's in effect what you become when you just sit up here and you're going to say, oh, I am as a fan. Now, as as one of these big donors, guess what? That stuff is tax deductible. Yeah, they might give us that exemption little form, but I ain't going to donate enough money that it's really going to make a difference. But guess what? They bank on. They bank on, you know what? There's 80,000 seats up there. So if there's 80,000 fans here, we got at least 3 or 4 times that didn't come in, or maybe more than that across the country. I don't got to get $1 million from one person, but if I get a dollar from 1 million people, you see what I'm saying? It's still $1 million, but to you, it's just $1. Come on, man. It's a shell game. I ain't going.
Hey, he said what he said. Somebody said most seats don't cost $200. Now that's about 71,000 seats at the Reynolds Stadium, right? That's about right. We'll just say 70.
It's almost 80.
We're just gonna say 70, right? So if each one of these seats costs $100, we'll just say I mean, we just gonna say average
Well, they pay more.
$100. How much money that is? That sounds like a gang of money to me.
Bro,
But
it's
see,
way
that's
more than
that's
that.
my answer. My answer to that question goes to that exact point, Bobby Shiz. The only way I would feel responsible to donate to the organization or the school is if, all right, so when I donate a certain amount, do I get free seats? Do I get free tickets if I donate some, or do I gotta donate, then go spend some more hard-earned money on some seats and travel expenses and all the different things? Because what are we getting for donating? A losing season and still having to pay for everything else? Do I get a discount on hot dogs and beers when I go to the stadium or something? Like, I mean, what are we getting for that? Do I get my money back if we have another 4-8 season? I don't know. I'm gonna need some back end for my donation. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's what they don't realize too. I don't like to see. They talking about this $50 seats. Man, I've been going to Razorback games 30 years. I ain't never sat up in the top section. Ever. Well, I if I got to sit up there in the top seats, I'm not going to the game. I'm sorry. Y'all may choose to do that, but as for me and my household, I sit down low.
Man,
Now,
where I'm from, that sound like $56 million just in ticket sales.
I'm telling you, man, some of them club seats, bro, they $1,500, bro.
I'm just saying, if the average ticket is $100, man, out of 6 games, man, that's $56 million, bro. I'm sorry, $42 million. My bad. That's $42 million. But then y'all, I mean, what we donate to again? How many?
Exactly.
I mean, what we donating to? I ain't got $42 million in my investment account.
Bro.
Crazy.
I'm happy if I open it up and it say 400,000. I'm good. I'm happy. I'm like, yeah, I got about 20 more years of work. I think I'm on the way. But you want me to give my money to them? Boy, stop it. Hey, they didn't got their money out of me. They ain't getting no more. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But that's what I mean, like he's saying, he said Bobby Shiz, he's talking about 50-yard line seats on StubHub for less than $200. And I mean, you can get some for not at the 50-yard line. I can promise you won't do that. Not on the home side. Maybe on that other side. I don't like sitting on the other side either. I sit on the home side. Is where I sit. If not, I sit, in the indoor club. That's where I roll. So I'm just saying. But you got to remember, I see people coming from the concession stand, bro. Me and April was at the game. These dudes coming back with beers between their fingers. I said, God dog, that dude just went and dropped $100 on 4 beers. Ain't no way in the world that I can go to the same store right down the street to the gas station and buy a 12-pack for $14, and you just paid $100 for 3 beers. You are insane. You have a drinking problem, and I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. I don't support the university like that. I don't buy nothing. We might buy a bottle of water or something like that, but man, I'm not buying all that. Man, you crazy.
And we would like for you to donate, sir.
And man, Bobby said we wrong, man. Tickets to Mizzou game was free.
But they was giving them away. They was having to let some people in.
Hey,
I'm telling y'all, the game that we went to, man, when it was probably, I can't remember. I've forgotten what game it was that we went to, and half of the stadium got up at halftime and left, bro. I never seen nothing like that in my life, bro, where 30,000 people left. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. I knew they were going to have to do something. Man, 40,000 people left. I was like, is the game over? I was like, ooh, look at the scoreboard. Yeah, I guess it is. We're going to try to beat that traffic. It wasn't no beating the traffic because the traffic left. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. But man, we appreciate y'all. Hold on. I was about to get up out of here. But we got a super chat, man. This is gonna be funny, man. Actually, They didn't even say nothing, man. He said it from the black gentleman.
Hey, why y'all got my picture up there, man? Oh.
That's hilarious. I don't care what nobody says.
Woo, this is funny. I wonder who this is, man.
Hey, and they screenshot it when I was doing my John Neighbors impression. That's hilarious.
They had to go back and search that, bro. That's comedy. The black neighbors.
Hey, I appreciate that. I ain't gonna lie. That's love. That made my night, bro.
Hey, we like to welcome everybody to Black Neighbors. Not mayonnaise, but black mayonnaise.
But y'all, wow. Hey, the WuPig meet up for the spring game. Hey, Matt, say less. We there.
Bro, we
there.
Do it.
Let's do it.
Man.
Hey,
and don't forget, man, we doing the first game in Little Rock. We're going to have something big planned, man. I'm trying to get everything together right now, but we definitely will be doing a live broadcast, the first game in Little Rock. So make sure everybody come out and check out your boys, man. You know, come out here and say it with your chest, man. We're going to try to get some merch together, man. So we got some big things planned for this year. Hopefully we can be winning. But yeah, this football season, man, it's gonna be something special for the WuPig podcast. I don't know about for the team, but
if y'all want to do that, make sure y'all put a number 1 in the chat if you want to do the meet up for the spring game, man.
We gonna do that too? Up on the hill? Yeah, I do that.
Might as well.
Yeah, we can do that. I'll put my 1 in there.
Come on now.
Do the stores have fingernails?
He said what? He said, so what if he's gay?
Who y'all talking about? I don't care if he is gay. It got nothing to do with me.
Yeah,
Who gay?
Now, I ain't even gonna say who.
Oh.
Do the scores have fingernail polish?
Yeah.
I don't care nothing about that. Yeah, spring game up on the hill, man.
So we got a couple ones in there, man. Make sure y'all tap into the Discord. I used to have a link for the Discord. I ain't got it no more. I'll put it in the description after that. So man, yeah, we got some ones in the building. We can definitely do that. We gonna have to make it happen. But man, we gonna get up out of here, man. I want to thank everybody for tapping in with us tonight and kicking it with us. It's been a good night of Razorback content talking about these hogs. Man, 48% of the people who watch the channel, y'all not subscribed. Do me a favor.
Man,
do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button. If you don't have a Google YouTube account, create one for your boys. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. We need you, baby. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button for us. All right, one time.
You.
Hit the bell icon to be notified when we upload more content so you get all the WuPig podcasts when we going live. Deezy, you got anything you want to add?
Hey, man. Appreciate our boy Bovis for coming down and breaking up the, financial ins and outs of how this thing going. Taught us a lot, man. Shout out to these guys beside me, man. A lot of Razorback content ever since the boys start losing. They scrambling for stuff to talk about. We always going to find a way to entertain y'all, man. We always going to give y'all a voice. So keep tapping in. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Shout out to 3M Electric again. And yeah, man, appreciate y'all for rocking out with us.
Take us home, baby.
Yo, I thought you would never ask, man. First and foremost, thank you, 3M Electric. They are an electrical contractor serving Northwest Arkansas. They are trusted with all of your commercial and residential needs. As an SDVOSP, that stands for a service disabled veterans small business. Hey, man, these guys are reliable and dependable, and no job is too big or too small. So when it comes to all your electrical needs, give the guys over there at 3M Electric a call. That number is 479-408-9865. Again, that number is 479-408-9865. And tell them that you heard it on the WuPig Podcast. OD, the bad little brother, and G Holmes, a.k.a. Big Sexy. Man, we had a great time again, man. Hey, sorry there was no sunshine to pump to you guys, but we gave it to you raw. Look, and with that, I said what I said, and we out.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's the 501, baby. You know how we get down on the WuPig Podcast. Shout out OD, shout out G Holmes, it's the bag. Big sex.